Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day. My name is Nurul Farzana binti Zulkiflee and I'll be presenting for my project CXP650. My project title is Web-based Science Lab Inventory System for Faculty of Pharmacy in UiTM Bertam, supervised by Miss Siti Fatimah binti Muhammad Rom. First, for background. Inventory is raw materials, work-in-process goods, and fully finished products that are viewed as an asset of a business that are ready or will be ready to be sold. Inventory do not only focus on business, inventory of science laboratory in university is also evenly important to ensure that every record of laboratory equipment, such as apparatus and hazardous items as chemical substances, are kept. Science Lab of Faculty of Pharmacy in UiTM Bertam owned a total of 162 chemical substances and 121 apparatus in their inventory. The inventories are being stored in 7 labs in 2 buildings. Apparatus is kept in one specified store. All the inventories are managed by one assistant servicer and is still keeping record of his inventory manually by using Microsoft Excel to add and update the inventory. Moreover, to request for any inventory, 7 of the lab assistants need to fill in form manually and send it to Assistant Sign Officer. The application is viewed based on the date it is being sent. It is a first-come, first-served base of approval, but it could take as long as a week depends on the amount of application received. Approximately in a week, the amount of applications sent is 5. Once the application has been approved, Assistant Science Officer needs to update the quantity of inventory in Microsoft Excel. Lab Assistant also need to write in a book prepared as a record. Assistant Science Officer also need to always check and be alert of any expired chemical substances that need to be disposed of and inventory that is low in stock and need to be restocked in time. Furthermore, at the end of each semester, Assistant Science Officer will need to generate a report of the total usage of the inventory by calculating it manually based on the balance of inventory and the record on the book. Next, problem statement. After gathering the requirements, found that there are 3 problems with the current process. First, data inaccuracy when adding and updating lists of lab inventory. Second, takes longer time for lab assistant to wait for approval, and third, no alert or notification to notify Assistant Sign Officer. Third, proposed solution. These are the proposed solutions based on the 3 problems. There will be 2 users for the system, Assistant Sign Officer and Lab Assistant. For Assistant Sign Officer, they can create, view, update and delete inventory. They can also manage application, notify in email about expired and low quantity inventory, and generate report by date, name or location. For Lab Assistant can view inventory, submit, update and delete application, and also be notified in email about application status. Use case diagram. There are 2 users for this system. Each user has their own functionalities. All of these functions will be explained in details in system demonstration. Follow me class diagram. There are 4 classes: Officer, Application, Lab Assistant and Inventory. For Officer, one officer can approve one or many applications, and one officer manages many inventory, and one lab assistant can submit one or more applications, and one inventory has one or more applications. Next is for system demonstration. This is the main page of the system. User can choose to log in as Assistant Sign Officer or Lab Assistant. First, Lab Assistant. To create account, you need to click on the Here hyperlink and then fill on these fields. First, staff number. Only numbers are allowed in this field. Name. Phone number, also only numbers are allowed. Email. And password. For email, if user does not input the address sign, it will prompt an error message. And also for password, if user does not meet the minimum requirement, it also prompt an error message. Click on the login button, and then it will back to login page, enter the staff number and password as registered, and click on the login button. Lab assistant can see their profile and update their profile. For example, update their name, and click on Save button. The changes have been made. Next, for inventory menu, for first submenu apparatus, lab assistant can view the inventory, and the number in red means the quantity is lower than 3. Lab assistant can also search by using inventory name. And then for the second submenu, chemical substances, lab assistant can view, and the number in red means it has expired and has lower quantity than 3. Lab assistant can search. And then next is application menu. For this application, to submit an application, click on the new application button and then choose the first category, for example apparatus, and then fill in this form. For date to use, lab assistant need to choose a 3 days more than current date. Choose the apparatus name, quantity of the apparatus, and the reason of the application. After that, click on the submit button. There will be list of applications submitted and the status is still in pending. Lab assistant can view the application, and lab assistant can update the application. Application can be updated only 2 days after the application has been submitted. After that, lab assistant cannot update the application. View the quantity updated. And that is all for lab assistant. This is an example of an existing lab assistant account to show when the application can no longer be updated. The button will change into gray and lab assistant can delete application. System will prompt a confirmation message and application is deleted. Okay, next for assistant science officer. To create account, you need to click on the here hyperlink and then enter all the fields. First, staff number. For this, only numbers are allowed. Name, phone number, also only numbers are allowed. Email and password. For emails, if there is no @ sign, it will prompt an error message. Also, for password, if it doesn't meet the minimum length, it will also prompt an error message. Click the done button and it will redirect the login page. Officer need to enter the staff number and password as registered. Then click on the login button. And once logged in, officer can view their account. For officer, once they have logged in, they will receive an email notification about any expired chemical substances on that day. For example, this is an email notification received on the 1st of February. Officer can also update their account by clicking on the update button. For example, update their name. And after that, click the save button and it will prompt a successfully updated message. The name has been successfully changed. For inventory, there are also 2 submenus, apparatus and chemical substances. First, for apparatus, officer can view the list of inventory. Officer can also search the apparatus by using their inventory name. For aspiracy bottle, this quantity 3 and 2 are in red color to show that it is in low quantity. And to create apparatus button, enter the name of the apparatus, receive date, size, the quantity of apparatus, and the location of the apparatus located at. And then it will prompt a successfully created message. It can be updated For quantity, it cannot be updated because this is to avoid from any miscalculation. So update the location instead. Click save and it will prompt successfully updated message. And you can see the location change. And then delete. Click on the delete button and successfully deleted. Next, for second submenu, chemical substances. Also, officer can view the inventory. And in this expired date column, the date is in red in color to show that the inventory has expired, and also the quantity also is red in color to show that it is low in quantity. And they can also search chemical substances. Click on the create chemical substances. Enter the chemical substances name. Receive date, expired date, the size of the chemical substances, the quantity, and the location code, and the hazard of the chemical substances. It will prompt successfully created message. Click on the update button to update, and then also the same, the quantity cannot be changed, so you change the location instead, and then click on save. Successfully updated. And then to delete, click on the click button and will pop up the confirmation message. For application menu, the application sent by new account of lab assistant cannot be managed because it still can be updated by the lab assistant, while for the existing account of lab assistant, the application can be managed. So click on the view button and approve the application. And the status will change to approve. Once the application has been managed, officer will notify by email if the inventory approved is low. This is an example. The inventory balance is 1. And then for lab assistant also will be notified in email about the application status. This is an email that shows the application has been approved. Application status at lab assistant also has changed to approve. Moving on to officer. Officer can also search the application using application reason. Last report menu. Report can be generated by date, name and location. First, date. Choose 2 dates. And click submit button. List of inventory used will be generated. It can be searched and also can be printed by clicking the print button. Next, for name, it will list the inventory use name. It also can be printed. And then for the location, also it will list the location name. And it also can be printed. And that is all for Assistant Science Officer. Thank you.